Talking about my games. My games. Talking about my games. I'm good. Sup, Tony? How you doing? Farming. Never mind, it's back to Astragon Launch Squish Simulator 25. What's up, Jesse? How are you, man? Farming Simulator 25. What's up, John? How are you, sir? Do 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 do. Solve. What a way to start a stream, am I right? I'm pretty good, Jesse. Thanks for asking. I'm pretty good, John. Thanks for asking. Get me a drink of my water here. Refreshing. All right, let's get in the game. Let's get this show on the road. On the road. There you go. Not on the road. All right. I am in Discord, correct? That I am. Very nice. Okay. Why is it? Okay, the overlay does show up. Alright. What? What's going on here? Okay. Apparently I had my left mouse button clicked. I was like, why is that opening? That's not supposed to do that. How's everybody's week? Decent? Good? Crappy? I didn't set that to live chat. There we go. Gotta set it to that because if I don't, it will miss chats. Chad the Lad, what is up, my guy? How have you been this week, sir? Am I going to watch the Money in the Bank pay-per-view? Of course. Of course. I don't know why, because I'm going to be disappointed. I am very not happy with WWE right now because they released my guy, R-Truth. I'm old school R-Truth fan. I was R-Truth fan when he was K-Quick. Alright? Old school R-Truth fan. Everybody, all these people are butthurt, but I'm pretty sure they didn't even know that. I'm pretty sure they didn't watch him when he was in TNA when he was Ron the Truth Killings. Same. Thank you, Sir Tony W. of the Pennsylvania. Although they do have the ability to set up the one of like the funniest storylines in TNA right now. If they sign R-Truth and then he just acts like he's like showing up for WWE every week, just like, why they move Raw to what night's TNA come on? Is it Saturday? Anybody seen Cody around here? Then he just randomly shows up on NXT. He's like, why are you all here? My week started off good. Today, not so great. I haven't been so. I might just be the weather, because I'm at that age, you know, where just like when the weather sucks, your body feels it. And my knees, my thighs, for some reason today, just sore as sore can be. But it's been like raining off and on all day, so unfortunately I'm at that age where you'll feel it. You feel it, especially with my knees. I've always been my knees, but it hasn't been this bad in a long time. Tony's ready to get to work in this field. He's like, you gotta get the hell up out of here, sir. We also gotta figure out plant map, because I have no clue what to plant where. Say his name and he appears. I believe in our truth. I believe in our truth. What Bushel grain cart are you using, Phoenix? Hell if I know. I still haven't quite understood the reasoning behind the bushel measurement. I understand it's very common in the farming world, but they don't measure that in bushel. Like, they don't measure, like, when you buy a trailer, it doesn't tell you how many bushels it is. It just tells you, like, what's it, how was it? Was it liters in cubic, was it meters? Cubic meter? I don't know. But here it goes by is it liter? Dumbass was telling us one day they don't go by bushel when you go, like, when you sell it. It's just like, so what's the point of the bushel measurement? That's Brandon's favorite measurement. We've proven how useless it is on the channel before, but I don't have my experts in the field here to bounce off of. The only time bushel is an effective measurement is when you're measuring crabs. You get a bushel of crabs. And now they released our truth. You've been living under a rock, sir? He got released last week. Or was this beginning of this week? Is he the end of last week or beginning of this week? They didn't okay, technically they didn't release him. His contract was up and they offered him a much lower pay contract and he turned it down. So they chose not to re-sign him at his current rate. Just like it's come out that they're WWE is at record profits right now. I mean, they're making buku bucks, and somehow TKO, the company that was created for the UFC and WWE, is $3 billion in debt. How in the hell does that happen? How does one get $3 billion in debt? I shouldn't say anything because we're trillions of dollars in debt as a country. But how does the company get $3 billion in debt while one company of that parent company is having record profits? Make that make sense. $3 billion in debt. Oofa. So, the rumor is, if one of the rumors is true, which I don't foresee it happening, but they're saying they want to get cheaper replacements for the top guys right now. And Gunther, who is like my favorite right now out of any company, he's deleted all reference to WWE from his Twitter account. So people don't know if that's just him being upset over our truth or if that's a sign that he's next. Because the Miz did the same thing, and I don't really care about the Miz. The coolest thing about the Miz was he was on a tag team with R-Truth, if you ask me. I've never been a Miz fan, but yeah, if Gunther's gone, I don't know. I don't know. Because you can't trust everything. Because one of the other rumors going around is that they're gonna make Roman Reigns take a pay cut or release him. That's not gonna happen. That is not gonna happen. The Rock, his cousin, sitting on the board, he's not gonna pay. He's not taking a pay cut. Let's be real. Anybody in that company, the one guy that would not have to get his pay cut would be Roman Reigns. Woo! I'd be okay with them releasing Cody. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's an option. That'll save him some decent money. Just saying. I think he's burned bridges with AEW, so that means he won't be back on our TVs anytime soon, and I am okay with that. The best part about Cody Rhodes is when he's not in the wrestling ring. I'll say it. He's a born wrestler. He really is. And the only reason why he's pushed so hard is because he started AEW. Or he's one of the guys that started AEW, I should say. Which is really funny that the same people that booed him in AEW are cheering him in WWE. Make it make sense. Don't mind it if I do. Do we have enough to buy it? No, we don't. And we probably won't have enough. I mean, we got a pretty good chunk right now. Excuse me. Oh, Tony even emptied it. Even emptied the grain cart. He's earned his paycheck. Look at that. Three, 6, 9. Damn, they fine. Here, second to me one more time. Get low. I'm good. That seagull ain't gonna shut up anytime soon. Ooh, well, there's a big show. Big man, so nice. Are any of these other fields ready to go? Oh, there's a JT.
That just sounded absolutely atrocious.
Did you say scrumptious?
I said atrocious.
I heard scrumptious.
And you obviously farted so bad it clogged your ears up.
Yeah, I heard scrumptious. Scrumdiddlyumptious.
I don't think anybody would ever say that about your farts.
I don't know, someone who really likes beef stew might.
Well, no, eat. No, eat.
Oh, I love beef stew.
I love beef stew so much, I want to go to Phoenix Feather's house and sniff his farts.
You know, there's someone weird enough.
Well, I mean, you do have people fucking farm animals, so I guess it's true.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I guess nothing is in these days.
Nope. We've become one sick society.
Sadly, we really have.
Or have we always been this sick? This is a great question. Or have we always been this sick, but the internet has just made it easier to attain certain things, so people aren't so ashamed of it anymore? Like feet.
Well, I mean, or the fact that people like literally eat butthole.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like people have been doing that, but they're like, oh, you know, it's safe to do because nobody will ever know. And then they start doing it on the internet, like, oh, wait, there's other people who do it?
Yeah, like people did it, but they were so ashamed they didn't talk about it. And then everybody started making memes and, you know, making fun of it, and then people started talking about it, and then the people who actually enjoy it are just like, you know what? There's more people out there like me, so you know, let's talk about it.
Yeah, they're like, hey, like, this is a normal thing. Like, I feel normal now. When in reality, it's not normal. But they just try to make it normal.
Exactly.
I mean, could you imagine? It's like, so, Billy, would you like to go out to Texas Roadhouse with us tonight? Oh, no, thanks, man. I'm going to stay in and eat some butthole. Oh. Texas Roadhouse has rolls. Yeah, no, that butthole's a lot tastier than the rolls. I got my whole cinnamon butter put on it.
And that's how you know Billy's a liar.
Yep.
Nothing tastes better than that.
No. I mean, shit, look at Cockmouth's like, Cockmouth, would you go to Texas Road? No, bitch. I'd rather eat my duck's butthole. Because it wiggles when it waddles.
Tastes like chicken.
Well, bone apple teeth. I mean, bone apple teeth. What I said, bitch.
You gotta say it with a proper accent, bitch.
Can you imagine? It's like, dude, what is like duck butthole taste like? Duck, bitch.
Caviar and champagne.
It's for rich folks.
You wouldn't get it.
Like, oh, so you're saying rich people who eat out animals' buttholes? Exactly, bitch.
I feel like rich people are the ones that would.
I mean, probably. Like, have you ever tried caviar?
No, and I don't think I ever want to.
Oh, dog. I did by mistake one time. I don't understand when people are like, oh my god, it's so delicate, it's so delicious. Like, no, it tastes like crap.
It's
Like,
it's
they're like,
it's a
oh, so you
status
had
thing.
crap?
Like people are
It
like
is a status thing.
people with money do the stupidest shit just because they got money, and I don't
Like-
understand it. I would never be that way. Like I wouldn't go buy like like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. I have no desire to have either one of those, but there's a status symbol, so they're just gonna go pay for it and park it in the garage to say they have one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they force themselves to say they like it just so they can sound rich. Like, do you really like caviar? Yes, I really do. I have it every Sunday at 3 o'clock for my mid-afternoon cracker session. It's like, do you really like it? They're like, wait for everybody to leave. Like, fuck this shit's nasty. What'd you say? Oh, this is such a delicate delight.
I can't believe I can afford this daily.
Yes, how much did you pay for your cheeseburger, hey? Oh, $7. So cute.
Peasant.
This one bite on this cracker is $150. I don't understand it.
Me neither.
But I'm with you. Like people ask me all the time. They're like, what's your dream car? Like, would you have like a Ferrari or McLaren? No, my dream car actually is the '57 Bel Air, or what my grandpa used to have before he sold it. And I got pissed was his '64 Stingray Corvette. That's my dream car. Fuck, I don't want no fucking Ferrari. Fuck that shit. That shit's dumb. They're like, but it goes fast. I said, huh. Yeah, guess what? So did Pure American Muscle. In fact, it went so fucking fast that the government actually had to shut them down because they were too dangerous. And I said, you didn't have to have all this electronic bullshit to make it go fast. That was just pure, straight American muscle.
That's what I've always said. I was like, if I ever became rich, like if I hit the lottery, like I'll buy like 5 acres of land, put a double wide on it, and I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm. I told people if I was ever rich, I would want a car collection like Jay Leno. That man don't own newer cars. Everything he owns is classics.
See that'd be the dumb shit I'd do. I'd buy like old fire trucks.
Huh?
That'd be the dumb shit I would do with my money. I'd just have I'd build like a small hangar somewhere in my 5 acres of property and just fill it with fire trucks.
I mean, hey, be better than buying a fucking Ferrari.
Yep. Does your Ferrari go wee woo wee? No. No, it does.
Does your Ferrari hook up to a water source and then you can shoot water so fucking powerful and knock a house down that's made out of bricks? No.
Does your Ferrari wake up the whole neighborhood for no reason, just because you want to play with the siren? Nope.
Well, actually, yeah, they do wake up the neighborhood. Just because Daddy wants to sit there and rev up his motor nonstop. But I'd rather it be a siren than the motor of a Ferrari.
Does your Ferrari put smiles on young children's faces? No.
Well, I know today's society probably. Hey, cool car!
Did I not
Like,
buy
does your Ferrari have a ladder that goes 100-some feet up in the air? No, it doesn't. Ugh. Like, does your Ferrari so fucking long that the back half of it has to have a steering wheel and its own set of wheels just to get around a corner?
Does your Ferrari take 2 people to drive it across town? No. Shut up.
Exactly. if your Ferrari was to get wrecked in the middle of an intersection with another vehicle, would it get demolished and look like a freaking piece of bubblegum wrapper? Yes, it would. Would a fire truck? No, it would not. See, I feel like we already debunked all the rumors about these fucking Ferraris and shit. They're not as cool as people think.
No, they're not. I hate what they've done to the Corvette.
Now, did he try making it look like a fucking European sports car?
Mm-hmm. They had a couple of them sitting out at the Chevy dealership in Dover, and I'm just like, look what they did to my boy. That's so ugly. Even the Camaro's ugly. Like, I don't know. And then you see what they've done to the Mustang.
Fucking try to turn that into an SUV.
Electric hatchback. Oh, I lost my header.
Well, that's like me and my buddy were talking earlier. Fucking one of those new regular Jeeps drove by. It is like, do they not see how fucking ugly that is? Like, you couldn't pay me to even buy a Jeep nowadays. And I thought the Jeep truck was fucking ugly. Nah, then they just came out with the regular Jeeps, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like a plastic Barbie doll should be driving one of these things.
I rent one of them damn things, not by choice. I was hoping for the Durango and got a freaking Grand Cherokee XL. And don't get me wrong, the look of the inside, the outside's ugly. The look of the inside's pretty nice, but it's got some of the most useless shit in it. And the whole time we were driving it, there was a squeaking sound coming, and we'd still, when we said turn it back in, could not figure out where the hell the squeaking sound was coming from. And then that thing had no balls whatsoever. Just the little hills going up in Pennsylvania. It was like it was struggling. What's up, Steve?
Yeah,
What's up,
I mean, it's
Hey,
horrible.
guys?
But, I mean, if we're really going to talk about ugly, Cybertruck has to be like the dumbest looking thing
I don't
in the
know.
history of the world.
I don't know
I was
about
waiting
that.
for you to diss me for something like that.
The new Bronco. I seen probably the ugliest vehicle. I thought the baby blue Bronco was the ugliest thing that I've ever seen. I found a Bronco that topped it. It was dark, like navy blue, and then it had like red, yellow, and stripes down the side. And I was like, that takes the cake. That takes the cake. Cybertruck is ugly, but that new Bronco is... I don't think anything can beat it.
It's pretty ugly. Especially the small one.
There's different sizes?
Yeah.
Of the Bronco?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like, well, the ones I've seen, you got the 4-door Bronco, and then you got the 2-door Bronco.
Oh, I didn't know they had different sizes.
Mm-hmm. There's a guy here that bought a white one, and then, like, I don't know what.
How do I
think he's
mute
trying to
my
make
name?
it look like OJ's Bronco, but it's like not even close. Like, these new Broncos are so fucking ugly. No matter what you do, it'll never look like OJ's. No matter how hard you try. And like that's I think that's what makes it so fucking ugly. Is like I understand like their purpose of like wanting to bring back the old retro style, the old classic vehicles, and that part's cool. But they listen to the government's like, oh, you got to make this like economically and sufficient and stuff like that. So like, okay, well let's bring back this classic
He was talking
look, but let's
in Discord
modernize
in
the
game.
shit out
I had
of
to
it.
figure out how to take it off.
And they just go overboard with the modernizing of it.
Oh, your school's
like,
out already. My kid's last
it don't look good.
day
It
is
looks
this
like
coming
shit.
Wednesday.
I mean, the Broncos looks like if a Hummer and one of the new Jeeps like had a baby, pooped it out of its ass. That's what the Bronco looks like.
That's fair.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's like they have the cool idea of bringing back the old school stuff, but then they listen to the government too much. Like, oh, well, the government says this car has to be able to do this and it has to do that. Well, sir, the only way we can do that is give it this modern look. Well, let's do it. Well, it looks like shit. Well, but we gave it the name of our old style car, and we tried to make it look like that. When somebody in reality should have smacked him and said, no, we're not putting that out in production. That looks like shit.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Ford's mind. The Bronco and the Mustang, they're whoever they put in control of design needs to be fired pronto. But then again, there's people driving them like crazy, and I don't get it. Is the name that much? Like, they're like, let's see how ugly we can make these things, but people love the name so much that they're gonna buy it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brandon said.
And then can we talk about like what the fucking deal is with Ford, Dodge, and Chevy, like painting all their brand spanking new trucks military colors, and it all looks like shit. I'm like, hey, I'm all for, supporting the military and this and that. It looks cool, but the way you guys design your trucks and then with that color scheme, it just does not work out.
You talking about the tan color?
Yeah, they got the tan and the dark for the whatever color gray.
That like faded green color.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool thing. That's what the guys want to try. They want to drive the military vehicles.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I appreciate, the support of the military. I do. But, like, I don't know, like, they don't do anything to make anything pops out. It just looks like pure shit.
Yeah, what happened to our timeline though? By the way, you brought up you brought up the Cybertruck. How do we go from like the MAGA bromance to like
biggest hated
this Twitter feud?
I mean, anybody with a brain knew that was going to happen eventually.
Oh,
I mean, there's a reason why world's richest people do not hang out with each other.
It's the caviar.
It is the caviar. Oh, PJs, you're a kitty cat. You ever had caviar?
I've tried it.
I'm gonna say,
It's nasty, isn't it?
if someone put a gun in my head and told me to name someone who had it, I'd go PJ's
Oh, yeah.
immediately over JT. Just saying.
Oh, no. There's no disrespect. I 100% agree. Like I said, mine was just accidental. I didn't mean to have it.
Yeah, I've had it on 2 occasions, and I only tried it the second time because I was told that there's like a whole bunch of different types.
Oh, yeah, there's different brands, and each brand is different.
And it's got like different flavors and stuff.
Yeah.
Not flavors, but like different quality, I guess,
yeah.
is the
Yeah.
the term that they like to use. So they were like, well, what'd you have last time? I was like, I don't remember the name of it, but it was something like French or whatever it was. I
Oh,
don't
wee
remember.
wee.
And they're like,
Yeah,
oh, no, you gotta try this. And I tried it, and it was like equally as bad, but like different.
Yeah, so like, I went, they had an event at the country club here in town. Oh. Oh, whatever. So like, I went to an event at our country club golf course, and I forgot what they were doing, but they had like these little deals where you try out these different snacks. So I had this cracker, and I wasn't paying attention. You guys like, oh, try this. It's top quality.
250.
So I wasn't paying attention. I just dipped in there. I was like,
Well, now I gotta
okay,
look this up.
bit into it. Of course, that was the worst idea because, here I am spitting this shit out in front of like all these filthy fucking rich people.
Called
They just look at me like, what a peasant.
Ford
Mhm.
Like, what? This shit's fucking nasty. Like,
Classic.
it's caviar, top
What
quality.
the
That
hell?
was $500 for that tiny little, looked like fucking baby.
It looks like an excursion that they
Gerber baby
put
food
the...
containers.
Yeah, it's like a little spoonful.
Yeah.
Is that a car or is that a
You're
truck?
gonna make fun of me? You dumb motherfucker spent $500 on the little fucking fish eggs that size? Yeah, I'm the idiot.
What the hell even is that? It looks like an excursion, but they put the what was the sport track bed on it, but it also looks like a car rear end. Okay, you want to see an ugly vehicle? Look up the Ford Tropic Classic.
Oh boy.
Courtesy of Brett in the chat.
If he's talking about a South American, yeah, they're gonna be a lot different.
Dude, no, it looks like an excursion, but it's got a trunk. Like it's not even like an
Yeah.
SUV. It comes down into like a car rear end.
Well, see, Brett, your first problem is it's a Ford. So, I mean, that's just self-explanatory right there on what they were thinking.
Why put a trunk on it though? What the I don't understand. Oh boy. Jeez. What was I thinking?
I got the bathroom.
Party in the front, business in the back. I don't even know. I don't understand. Like what? It's hurting my brain right now. Why do you need a truck with a trunk? And why isn't the excursion good enough? Allergy still kicking your ass?
Oh no, I'm sick.
Oh, great.
Oh yeah. Like, it was just... I'm doing okay. Like, I'm doing slightly better, but like, all day yesterday I was completely just incapacitated. It's like a... I don't know. Like, I was sick like, I don't know, maybe like a month ago, or like 3 weeks ago, or so. And like, that wasn't great, but it wasn't like too bad. And prior to that, I hadn't been sick in like, I don't know, like 18 months. So I figured that was gonna be pretty bad. And like, I stayed home from work, but that's just because, like, I'm pretty sure my manager is the one that got me sick, and he seems to be the kind of person that's like, I don't understand if you're like coughing or sniffing and stuff, like, why you show up to work. So, like, he had the sniffles and he went home. So I did the same. Yeah. And this time around, my wife got sick early in the week, and it was pretty bad for her. And then I thought I just had bad allergies because I had mowed the lawn yesterday, but then like, or the other day, but Wednesday, I went to work and I was like sniffling, and then yeah, my nose just started running like a faucet. Like dripping. There was nothing I could do about it. Yeah, like, we're right in the middle of like, not only month end, but like right in the middle of forecast too, so everyone's just busy. And like, I can't just like leave in the middle of the day. We had a team meeting at 1:30, so I was like, alright, I'll do the team meeting, and then I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm not feeling good, so I'm gonna head out. And then at 1 o'clock, he reschedules the meeting until 4. And I was like, ah. You've been kidding me.
Becky, I need a tampon for my nose.
Yeah. I was just like, I didn't want to be like sniffling, like sniffing every 2 seconds. And I also didn't want to be like blowing my nose at my desk. And I also didn't want to keep getting up every 2 seconds to like blow my nose. So I literally just got like a and we don't have any tissues there. So it's all just like the industrial, like, paper towels.
Ah!
So I just had I had like a stack of those at my desk, and I was literally just like jamming them up my nostril. And so
why would you go for like
like,
toilet paper over that shit?
Because the toilet paper is equally as bad, if not worse. Plus, I'm also not going to sit there with a stack of TP at my desk. So I made it through the day, and I was just like, from the time I got home until like this morning, I've just been completely useless. Although I had like meetings yesterday and meetings today that I had to be a part of, and like contribute work and stuff. Man, oh man, this one was real bad. It was like that congestion that just like your whole is like throbbing pain.
Is it, PJ, sir, is that a bunch of toilet paper on your desk?
Yeah.
I got allergies, motherfucker. Would you rather that, or would you rather me just blow snot bubbles all over the camera?
Like, is it... Do you just have toilet paper jammed up your nose?
Yes, I do indeed.
It's like, you do realize that we're meeting with like the, you know, like vice president of accounting later, right? Yeah.
It's like, look, do you want
Would
the
you
toilet
rather
paper?
put snot on them?
Yeah, it's like, would you rather have that, or would you just rather have snot all over the place? Because I could do that too. But I feel like, you wouldn't want that, so you prefer me to have toilet paper on my nose.
So I can just like wipe my boogies on my sleeve the whole time.
You go shake their hand, they just look down and see boogers all over your sleeves, like, ugh.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good. Nice to meet you, Peaches. Or you get that one weird guy who's like, oh, that's a huge booger on your sleeve. That's bigger than one I had earlier.
Oh, bro, you too? Look at my sleeve.
We're booger sleeve bros.
You just do like a secret handshake.
Yeah.
You slap each other's hands, snot goes flying off of it.
Did we just become Boogie Brothers? Yep.
Yep.
Boogie Bros.
Yeah. Want to go do karate in the break room?
Sure do.
Yep.
Bring you the toilet paper? Oh, I got a whole roll. It's like, wait a minute, aren't you in charge of financial? Yeah. Could you just finance the fact that we deserve like tissues? Oh, that's too much. This is one ply toilet paper. That's cheap.
I draw the line at 1 ply. 2 ply is excessive.
I don't want that cotton smooth feeling on my nose. I want it to be burning red.
I'm pretty sure it also has to do with probably the fact that like it's incentivizing like employers, well, to like I don't know, like keep employees from like taking really long shits. Because like if I have to, like only if it's a goddamn emergency, do I ever take a shit at work. And rest assured that I have like our entire campus's like building maps on my desktop, and I know where I've like scouted out all the bathrooms, and I know like which buildings there's a lot of people in and which buildings there aren't. So like if I really desperately need to take a shit at work, I just like look at the time of day and I'll know like, oh yeah, there's not a lot of people in like building 50 today. So I'll just like go over there.
That's a bit excessive.
And see, that's what's funny because I know a guy at work. He's like, I strictly just shit at work. I was like, what about at home? He goes, nope, not unless he goes, I have to. He goes, why should I spend money on toilet paper all the time? Why should I stink up my house? But I could come to work and get paid to use their toilet paper and stink up their bathroom. I was like, you know what? Kind of have a point. Like, at least you're getting paid to take a shit.
I only take a shit away from home if it's an absolute emergency.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I will not, and I definitely would never take a shit anywhere in Missouri.
Why
already have
not?
enough of it.
It just goes straight into the river.
Yeah, but you have to put your ass where, like, a meth head was putting their ass, and you could catch something.
Or mouth.
Like butt lice.
Obviously, you've never been around drug addicts. They don't go to the bathroom in a public restroom. They just go outside.
Touche.
Yeah. If you ever notice, if you walk by a dumpster, you'll see a homeless person there. They're not there to sleep. They're there to take a shit.
So that's where they got their food. You mean they shit where they eat?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's nasty.
Mm-hmm.
He's proud.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I'm not a drug addict, so I don't do that shit. And I love, like, you know, of course, you know, being a government building, we're a public building. And so we, like, have all these signs that says, like, safe spot, and, like, we welcome the public, you know, and people can use the public restroom. But the only way to get into our buildings is you have to have an employee card to get in. It's like, here's a safe spot. I'm fighting for my life. How do I get in? Oh, do you have an employee ID? No. Fuck you. You're not getting in.
Can you imagine needing a safe space and having to like knock on the door and seeing JT raging coming down the hallway because he's gonna open the door for you? Like, never mind. I'll go to the fire department. Never mind.
Like, help! This crazy man is trying to freaking stab me! I'm coming for you, motherfucker. Help! I get pissed. God damn it, motherfucker!
JT comes down the hallway. I got a bigger fucking knife. You better run.
Yeah, it's like, oh. You know what? I think I'll just take the stabbing. You know, if I'm playing this right, I can go ahead and call the paramedics now. They can already be on their way, so that way this guy can stab me and they'll be here immediately to help. Yeah, I'll just do that. Hold on. Hey, don't stab me just yet. Let me call 911 real fast. Like, 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, I came down to the city yards because it's a safe spot. I got a guy chasing me.
Say no more. We had you at city yards.
Wait, city yard? Yeah. You need paramedics or cops? Both. I'm making this guy wait to stab me. I told him, let me call you first, and then he can stab me. Oh, that, you know, at least somebody's using their brain today. Most people just get stabbed, then call us.
Looks like your wait time's gonna be around an hour and 30 minutes. Hope you don't bleed out. Bye.
Well, that's the best part. Like, I'll never forget. We had an accident right in front of the yards. So we call 911. They're like, what's the address? Like, Stockyards Expressway in front of the city yards. Okay. And you hear sirens like, okay, good. You know, they're on their way. The ambulance driver just goes, beep, flies right on past by. We're like, hey, your paramedics just flew by. Yeah, you said Stockyards in front of city yards, right? Yeah. We sent him down to Triumph Stockyards. We thought you meant that yards. It's like, what? No. I ain't close. Like, now this poor guy's just fucking dying because you gave him the wrong address.
I was watching, it had to be something on YouTube. There was like a car accident, and he calls 911, and he's like, yeah. They're like, all right, we have an ambulance en route. You should see him any minute now. And then the ambulance, car accident, they see the car accident and just fly past the car accident. And he was like, was that our ambulance? And the dispatcher goes, I think so. And then you see it go flying past the opposite direction. And then finally, on the third time, they pull up and roll down the window like, hey, did you call 911? He's like, yeah, it's a car accident. We called 911. Okay. They hop out. Ooh. Do not drive there. Have any type of medical emergency there.
Shit, that's like, I'll never forget. Like, me and my cousin, we were working a job and one of our pieces of equipment caught on fire. So we called the fire department. And we told them exactly where it's at. We're like, hey, we're in this alleyway between this street and this street. Okay. And you just see them creeping by very slowly, and they stopped there and looked, and then just drove off. And then here comes the next one. Is like, hey, did you see this fire truck? We're like, yeah. Yeah, I think they got the wrong address. It's like, well, whether they did or not, they literally stopped and stared at us and then took off. Oh, they did? We're like, yeah. And then about 5 minutes later, here they come. It's like, sorry, man. We didn't know how to get in there. We could have just stopped where you were at and just started bringing hoses in and putting it out. You could have done that.
I love the funny radio communications on videos on TikTok. Like the one was like, they got dispatched to a car fire, and it's like, he goes, "Can you give me a description of the vehicle?" And the guy was just looking. He's like, "What? The one on fire?" And then there's another one. They were trying. The ambulance, like, or the dispatcher told the fire truck on scene, the fire crew, that the ambulance couldn't find them, wanted to know their exact location. He's like on the off ramp with all the flashy lights. Oh man.
Oh, speaking of you there, Feather. Watching a video. Yeah, I was watching a video the other day on Facebook, and it was like some firefighter video thing. I don't know. So they were showing a house fire in Sussex, Delaware.
Sussex County.
I guess it just says Sussex, Delaware. I was like, oh, I wonder if that's close to the Feather.
Well, there's not a town called Sussex. It's just a Sussex County, which is the lower third.
Oh,
I'm in the middle
well,
county.
I said I don't know. That's just all it said was Sussex, Delaware. So I didn't know what it was.
Were the fire trucks green?
There wasn't no fire trucks there yet. It just showed the house burning.
Oh.
Like you could hear the sirens in the background. Like I'd say it looked like somebody started filming before they ever showed up. It's pretty nice fucking houses.
I'm about midway into the middle county, but like Greenwood considered Sussex County, and it's not far from me. So if it was green, if it showed the trucks and trucks are green, that's like have you ever seen that tanker, the green tanker with all the freaking lights in the grill?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
That's Greenwood.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I mean, it looked like a really expensive neighborhood.
If it's an expensive neighborhood in Sussex County, it's probably like Lewis area, because Sussex County is like the boons, unless you're around the beaches.
Yeah, no, this was like really fancy houses.
Yeah, no, then it's probably like the Lewis area. That's where money bags are in Sussex County.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looked like definitely an HOA area.
Well, then, speaking of that, my wife and I were watching a video earlier of a pizza ranch in Branson, Missouri, and she asked how far away from Branson you were. I told her I have no fucking clue.
So Branson's down in South Missouri. Branson's about a 4-hour drive. It's like Branson is like the non-casino version of Las Vegas. Like it's got all the entertainment like Las
it looks
Vegas
like
does.
it's like the Pigeon Forge of Missouri.
Yep.
Kind of.
It's like the Myrtle Beach of.
It's basically be like Las Vegas if you just took out all the casino portion of it. Like they have all the big shows and like they have the big shows. They just don't have the gambling. It's basically all it is. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Branson.
I had no clue. She just one of the people we watched to do like reviews of stuff that in Pigeon Forge and everything. They were in Branson, Missouri, trying Pizza Ranch.
Yeah, see, we got a Pizza Ranch here. Pizza Ranch is actually better known for their chicken than they are pizza. Like their chicken's badass. Their pizza,
that's what they were saying. They were like,
mediocre.
They're like they claim it's the best fried chicken in the country, and he's like, I don't know if it's the best, but it was pretty dang good.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty good.
Why is it not chicken ranch then?
Nobody knows. I mean, the pizza's like okay, but like
It reminded me of a CC's.
It's kind of like CC's had 10 times better pizza.
Ah, I've been to a CC's.
Yeah, CC's pizza was good.
I wasn't like terribly impressed with it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't.
Our CC's, well, let's put it this way. To me, the best pizza CC's had was their Alfredo sauce pizza. Everything else was just kind of mediocre. But yeah, if you go to Pizza Ranch, you're probably going to end up eating more chicken than you do anything else.
Well, we don't have those around here, so I don't know if they'll be a good one.
You see, I'm not exactly sure where Pizza Ranch is based out of.
It seems like it's just kind of like spread out all over. Like the two states that have the most locations is Iowa and Minnesota. They're like in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Missouri. There's one in Tennessee.
You see, the first time I heard about, we got our Pizza Ranch, I want to say like 7 years ago. And before that, the only one I knew of was down in Kansas City. And I tried Jersey Mike's.
I have not tried that yet. I really wish we had Jimmy John's.
Oh, fuck Jimmy John's.
Oh, Jimmy John's was amazing.
Our Jimmy John's shit. Like, the fucking bread is dry.
Oh,
like, for a sandwich, they give you like 2 little thin slices of meat and like 2 little slices of cheese that you can literally see through. And they put like a very, very thin layer of mayonnaise. Like, there you go.
Not the one up there we had up there at the hospital. Well, it's outside the hospital up there in Philadelphia. That shit was pretty good. The bread was like the best sub bread that I've had at one of those like kind of like chain sub places.
See, to me, Subway's still the best. Like Jersey Mike's ain't like, it wasn't bad, but for the price of their sandwiches, nah, it wasn't worth it. Like, to me, they're more expensive than Subway.
And I could eat a whole Subway foot long in one sitting. Not
okay. It's like cool brag. So can't everyone.
I'm saying like I can't finish a whole Jimmy John's sub. I'd eat half and I'd save the other half for later.
Fuck. Jimmy John's around here.
That's just lazy.
The Jimmy John's around here, you could eat a full foot-long Subway and you'd still want like 4 more subs.
Not me. One up here, like I said, the only one I've been to is one outside of. Because when my wife had her surgery, I was like, I went down to the cafeteria and like they had it's a no sugar campus, so it's like,
oh yeah,
it's like I can't drink diet soda. Sorry, can't do it. So I was like, where's the nearest place I can get a Coke?
What is a no sugar campus?
You can't have any product with sugar in it.
Everything.
But see, here's what
I mean, I figured that one out pretty quickly, but I meant like, is it a thing?
Yeah. Well, let me rephrase this. Our hospital is supposedly sugar-free campus, but here's the best part. So they do the unsweetened tea and they have the Diet Coke, and they're supposed to be non-sugar campus, but then they turn around and sell Monster and Red Bull. It's like, so you'll sell that
sugar.
Yeah, like you'll sell that, but you won't sell like Coca-Cola. Nope, you got sugar in it.
Am I allowed to post pictures in 5M?
What?
Huh? Anyway.
I have a channel that says 5M. Am I allowed to post pictures?
But yes, yeah, like I said, it's weird because like you could get energy drinks there. It's like I figure like regular Coca-Cola would be a lot less sugar than like a Red Bull or a Monster.
Yeah, well, they didn't have them even at the UPenn. It was everything was just like they had juice and diet sodas. That was it.
Could you imagine walking to the hospital? They just slap on like, here, I got some Diet Monster, some Diet Red Bull.
So I was just Googling. I was like, where's the nearest place I can go that has like regular drinks? And the closest thing was Jimmy John's. And basically all I had to do was take the elevator down to the main floor and walk past the main entrance to the left, and it was right there. So the 2 days we were up there, I got Jimmy John's twice, and that got my lunch and my dinner. And I'd buy like 2 Cokes and keep one in my coldest bottle.
And see that
They sponsored
to me,
up.
yeah.
I'm
See,
not
that's
sponsored
like
by
more-
them anymore. I wasn't even back then. I still use all my, like, I got one right next to me. I'm not sponsored by them anymore. So
Oh,
I'd stand by what I said in all those videos.
your cold water thing.
Yeah, my coldest water bottles. My wife takes hers to work almost every day.
But see, like, so to me, like, that's, I also think Subway's better because, like, I don't know, there's just something about you walk into a Subway and just the smell like hits you instantly. It's like, yep, you do eat fresh every day at Subway. You do.
Yeah, it hasn't been the
when I
same since
was
they got rid of the wallpaper.
Yeah. And got rid of the $5 footlong.
So, yeah, can we,
Since Jared got locked up.
but can we
No,
talk about, like, how, like, all these fast food restaurants went from, like, fun enjoyment. Like, you think about, like, the way Taco Bell was back in the 90s, the cool colors and shit.
Yeah,
Now,
no,
everything's
we've
like
all seen
fucking-
those videos.
Yeah, but like everything's fucking corporate now. Like I feel like I'm walking into a $1 million business, and then you get in there, it's like, oh, welcome to our $1 million business. We're going to give you fucking $3 worth of pure shit.
There's
Yeah.
several reasons for that. One, it's for everything being uniform, and 2, like it has to do with like the least shit, like the less amount of shit that they put in there. Like the less amount of shit's gonna get broken, and the less amount of shit people can complain about.
Oh yeah, because they're too worried about people being fucking woke and like, oh, that offended someone.
Yeah, like they all look the same. All the new Subways, McDonald's, like all of the like Pizza Hut, like all of the establishments look the same, and it's just like a varying degree of gray scale, but like very, very stripped down version. And they complain about the fact that like, you know, people don't like sit down in our restaurants anymore. That was like one of the issues that Pizza Hut had. Like, oh yeah, people don't want to like sit down for meals anymore.
That's because last time I
And-
went to pizza, it was all greasy and dingy. It was like, ugh, clean your shit.
See, I hate Pizza Hut anyway. Pizza
So-
Hut's disgusting.
One of the things that I would do as a franchise-based company is I would give, like, to a degree, I would give the freedom of decoration to the franchisee.
Makes sense. Kind of like
To
Mission Barbecue,
like,
where they
extent. So like they have to have the same, like all the logos and everything need to be the same. The general like layout and stuff. So because you want to also have familiarity, so like people will go to different chains. So if you're going to a different town and you see that there's that restaurant, you can be like, oh, okay, I know it'll be okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
a few of them do, because like Mission Barbecue has like all the local high school sports uniform,
Same. So they have like the 99 restaurant.
and
around
then
here.
And then Applebee's has like local pictures, and same with Texas Roadhouse. They have like the racetrack painted on one of the back walls, stuff like that.
Yep. Like I think that's how it should be. It's like,
Yeah.
listen, I already know. Like, take like, I don't know. Like Pizza Hut used to be a good example because like there was some actual character to the restaurants, and it's like if you go to a different state and you say like, oh, there's a Pizza Hut here, like you at least know that the food. What the hell's going on behind me?
Giggity.
What is this?
Where are you?
What the hell? I'm in field 10. I think.
You said I
Oh.
think.
Tony's got hired help going for the stones.
Dude, literally just full speed. I'm just trying to cultivate. You're just gonna leave him there, thanks.
You're welcome.
Just deactivate this guy. Get out of here.
I don't fool around. Yeah, I tend to break them, so I just like, I'll leave them be.
So I'm
Move
trying
when
out
you
this. I'm trying out like the GPS system, like the advanced AI,
Yeah.
and I actually kind of like that.
Does it
Not like
actually
the-
work?
Not like the where everything. Well, I'm not doing it currently on the everything like drives itself, but putting in like the lines so I can just drive first person and I don't have to worry about making sure I get everything. So it's actually pretty neat. So I set the cruise control, but I'm in the cockpit. It just first person, and as long as you just stay on the orange line, and you can like, depending on how you do, you can give yourself an offset to like give yourself like 1 or 2 meters on either side for error, and then you can just cruise. And I just learned about this. I had this YouTube video saved for like months, and I just decided to look at it today. So you do the show lines on, and right now I'm doing without an offset, and I'm gonna just look afterwards to see if it covered everything or if I need to put an offset in, and then you should see the lines. You go to steer assist. There you go. And then so orange, the orange line is like your active line. Well, it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
No, you gotta steer.
I thought it was supposed to steer for me.
Well, you can set it so that it steers for you. I'm just saying, if you want to like avoid having like paying a AI person, like you can.
No,
just,
I'm not doing that. That's Tony doing the AI.
Right, but I'm saying like you pay for hired help when you hire the AI worker. But if you just set your own cruise control and then set these guidelines up, and then all you have to do is just steer through it, it's essentially like outside of steering, like you get everything going for you, so you don't really have to pay that much attention.
Or you can just set the cruise control and do the same thing.
Yeah, but you gotta like make sure your lines are straight and stuff. I'm just saying, if you just hang out in the cockpit,
Not if you just steer it.
man, it's too much concentration for me.
You
I'd
do
rather
the
just
same
sit in
thing I'm
the,
doing with the next step, is basically what I'm saying.
yeah. I mean, I'd rather just sit first person. I don't like doing the farming in the third person. I prefer
Yeah,
first person.
I need to drop the tent down on my combine because I can't see out in the windshield because I was trying to do first person corn and I was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I couldn't see where my freaking header met the corn stalks.
So I'm currently trialing Roadcraft.
And
Well, with every classic new game that is coming out now, they don't get into anything road related until well after 2 hours into it. So for the first 2 hours is essentially teaching you like some of the new aspects of the game, but essentially doing the exact same thing. So the only vehicles that you get are like either like your pickup truck or your Jeep. Your like small cargo vehicle and then like a small crane vehicle. That's it so far.
yeah, you gotta work your way up. That's how every one of their games goes.
I know, but it's called Roadcraft. I expect to be crafting roads. And I would like to know how that interface is and how that works prior to buying the game. And I really hate that they are doing this now, that they just make their intro 2 hours long so that you can't return it.
Yeah, I hate how they just don't do demos anymore.
Yep.
A lot of these indie like simulator games are doing demos, but your big games, nope.
Yeah, they just assume that they're like, well, it's our brand, you know it's going to be good. Or just have brand loyalty.
I don't have much faith in it. Because they all start off good, but then it's just quickly you just repeat
What, for
the same.
Roadcraft?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like SnowRunner started off good, but quickly it just got So you
Well,
repeat
Snowrunner
the
was
same thing. It's like, eh.
Snowrunner was the exact same thing as Mud Runner, and
Yeah.
I think it'd be foolish to assume you didn't know what you were getting yourself into when you got Snowrunner. I mean, I fully did.
Well, I didn't play Mud Runner. I played the original Spin Tires. And everybody was like, you gotta do Snow Runner because it's got actual missions and stuff in it. Which it did,
Right.
and it was entertaining at first, but then it quickly just became, you gotta drive this from point A to point B.
That's
By the
essentially
way,
what it
there's
was.
a shit
Yeah.
ton of mud. Have fun.
Right. Yeah, it was truly like a off-road strategy game. Like, the puzzle is, you're stuck in the mud, how do you get out? And so it's for a very specific kind of person. So, like, I knew what I was getting into with that. For this one, they were saying, like, it's not the same in terms of, like, it's not just like about transporting stuff from point A to point B. So what I understand so far is you can establish transport routes, and then once you establish the transport routes, any goods that are available at any of those transport routes, like, you can get shipped anywhere. So you don't have to do like, oh, you gotta load up this stuff and bring it over here and drop it off. If you establish the route, like these AI trucks come in, or like computer trucks come in and take care of all that. But again, like, I haven't been able to like craft a road. And I'm like at, I don't even know what I'm at. I may have gone over 2 hours. I got sucked into the Karen Reed trial this afternoon because it was just so freaking interesting. That
Yeah, it was.
I think I had the, I'm pretty sure the game running for like 3 hours by accident because I was just like watching it, and I was like, for several reasons. One, I was like, this is what everyone's been waiting for 4 years or 3 years.
I crashed. Hold on, I'll have the game
And
back
people
up.
have imagined what they're claiming could look like, and everyone just thought it was completely like fantasy land. And here they are actually reconstructing it. And I don't know. I wish I loved my job and what I did as much as Dr. Wolf loves his job. And watching the videos of them like setting this up, I was just like, man, that's gotta be like the coolest job ever. Ah, damn. I went over the time.
What?
Roadcraft.
No, so my game crashed.
Oh, did? Shit.
And then
I can't save. Let me try to save.
And then when I try to log
in.
back in, it said this game key's already active.
What, do you have the admin password posted? Is it that? Okay.
I think it was just me, because as soon as I tabbed in the vehicles when I crashed, but when I tried to go back in, it says this product key is already active. Like someone else was on the account, unless I was still hadn't got kicked out of the server yet.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Oh no, it says you're in here.
I just rejoined.
Oh. I just saved anyways. Oh, good lord.
Speaking of court, everybody else watched the Aaron Goodwin was victim testimony?
I didn't get to watch it. But
It was hard to watch.
I'm sorry, the what? That's blowing my nose.
Aaron Goodwin testimony or victim impact statement.
What's he do?
He was the guy from Ghost Adventures whose wife had like tried to put a hit out on him.
Not familiar. But okay.
Oh, okay, so you've seen Ghost Adventures though, right?
No, I don't watch that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
how can you not? It's like the biggest train wreck in history.
So he's like
I tend to only watch shows that I am interested in.
So he's like the lovable goof on the team, and he's always getting like locked in places and everything.
Is that the one that South Park made fun of? And he just like peed their pants?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so he got married to this woman who ended up becoming like a pen pal to some dude in prison, and she asked him if he could
put it out on him.
Like gave his location where he was filming and everything and all this. And then I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but he did for her sentencing, he did his victim impact statement, and dude was in tears.
Which, by the way, we do not have in Massachusetts. But continue.
Dude was in tears though. He was like, I thought I thought I found the love of my life. Kind of find out she had cheated on me numerous times, and then put a head out on me and got blackmailed and spent all of our life savings. Like,
oh damn.
He was emotionally breaking down, and he's like, I've had to hire armed security guards because I don't know if this is over yet. I'm in therapy every day. I sit at home and cry every single day. Like that's
excessive.
It was gut wrenching because if you've watched Ghost Adventure, you know he's just a good guy. He's
a big old teddy bear.
Yeah, the main star of Ghost Adventures is a total douche, and then you had he offsets that of just being like this lovable.
Is that guy the
doofus?
The main guy? Does he have like tats and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's the one
so they make fun of him. They make fun of that group in South Park. The person they make fun of is the guy in tats.
Zach is the one that walks around and he's like, "Oh, if you're a ghost, come out here and I'll beat the shit out of you." Blah blah. And then he gets real scared. He's like, "Okay, Aaron, I'm gonna have you go in there by yourself, bro."
And then every female ghost wants to have sex with him.
Okay, that's all right. So South Park did a very accurate representation of that.
He dated Holly Madison, and after they broke up,
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Holly Madison is? She's one of the what was the Playboy, the Girls Next Door? Is that what it's called?
Didn't watch that.
Oh, well, she was like one of Hugh Hefner's girlfriends.
All right.
The whole thing was about his 3 girlfriends. She was like the main one.
Yeah, see, I always thought that entire thing was perverted from the jump, and even at an age when one, Hugh Hefner was still alive, and B, like I was probably at my peak of like interest in whatever Playboy is now. Who the hell knows? But I don't know. Something never sat right with me on that, so I never got into it. Well, anyways.
Oh, the main guy, Zach Bagans, dated her, and then when they broke up, like she just got DMs from and had proof that he had cheated on her with at least 7 different people, it's just it got nasty online. And then his response was he came out with a TikTok, and he was like, "What's a Ghost Adventures episode that lives free in your head?" And everybody was like, "You're not gonna address the Holly Madison stuff or anything?" And he's like, "I don't know what that is. I'm just living my life here." Dude's total douchebag. But I watched the show because Aaron is just such a good guy.
Okay. However, I mean, I guess, like, back to the main point. I'm sorry, but, like, even in the extreme unlikely scenario, and by the way, like, I assume that this plot was caught before anything was put into action, or, like, potentially put into action. Like, this was just, like, attempted hire for murder.
No, she hired the guy, and like,
well, yes, like, hired. Yes, but, like,
gave
it was
the
thwarted.
location and everything, and then like, she was dumb enough to write a prisoner about it. Not like, how do you not know all that mail is monitored? I don't know. So I guess they were waiting for her to get it set up. Yeah.
Here is, like, his safety was never in jeopardy.
But she's cheated multiple times, so he doesn't know if this is like the only time she's done it or not. Like, there could be multiple people.
I'm sorry. No. I can understand being, like, disappointed and, like, kind of, like, heartbroken at the fact that, like, if you're truly in love with someone and you never saw this coming, I can understand, like, the outright shock that you may have from it. But, like, 24/7 security and daily therapy is excessive.
I don't know.
Like,
That's pretty fucked up. That's a pretty fucked up situation.
It's really not. It's really not if all of the communication was, like, monitored by
That's the thing.
The jail system, and then eventually, like, the FBI.
She had multiple, like, she cheated on him multiple times. There's no way of knowing that this is the only person that she's ever. The only reason they found out about it is because she was writing a dude in prison about it. That's the only way they found out about it. And, like, they gave his location and everything, and so, like.
Yes, but that also gives them the right to go through all of her communications, like, throughout history. So if there were any other kinds of communications, they would have that information, and they could assess whether or not there's any other kind of threat. If she's dumb enough to write to a prisoner,
fair
and
point,
have those
communications
monitored, obviously screened, then like, she's dumb enough to, like, probably talk to someone on, like, Facebook Messenger, or, like, direct message somebody on Instagram, all which are completely obtainable. So, again, I go back to, he sounds like a little bitch. Sorry if you don't agree with me, but, like, come on.
Yeah, I don't.
Can you agree with me that 24/7 security is a little excessive?
It didn't say 24/7. It's armed security guards.
Armed security guards. Do you think that's a little excessive?
He's in public a lot. Like, you never know. If you found out there was a threat to your life, whether it's the threat has been, like, dealt with or not, you still gonna feel a little bit unsafe.
Well, let's see. If I really gave a shit about my well-being, maybe I would stop being on a TV show. Where you're just constantly in the public eye. Like, if you truly cared about
and but he never really had to think about that until now. Like,
right, but I'm saying
it's
now.
It's like
now.
The person I thought
Is the show still going?
I was in love with, and now he was trying to kill me like anybody could. Like, that's kind of
Is the show still on?
You. Yeah.
And is he still on it?
Well, the current season was filmed while this was all going on.
Oh, you're giving me a Karen Reed answer. So.
Well, no. So the current season that
Yes or no? Is he still on TV?
I don't know. The season that's
Has
going
the
on
show been
now, he
renewed?
has not filmed anything since this has happened. No. But the season that is on right now, he is on it. But that is like.
Well,
this
has he
all
requested
unfolded-
that it not be aired?
All this unfolded while he was
Has he
filming,
requested that it not be aired?
and he hasn't filmed anything since.
See,
And
I'm calling shenanigans.
the
And this is a
season
classic.
and the season got cut short.
I still want to be
so the
famous, but
season-
I don't want to deal with the negative repercussions of
The
being
season's
famous.
like only 6 episodes long, and I don't think if you're working with Zach Baggins, you don't have any say in if he
he cared
airs or
about
not.
his well-being, if he
Zach
truly,
Baggins doesn't care about anybody's well-being but himself.
yes, but if he truly cared about it, he would do something about it. So you're either not caring about my point or missing it. Like if he was truly scared for his own life to the point where he feels like he needs armed security.
When he goes out in public, yeah, it's a ghost hunting show. They're not like they don't announce where they're gonna be and all that. It just when they show up to a busy place, there's gonna be people there. I can get it if it was like a travel channel, like going like visiting like I don't know tourist destinations and stuff like
I'll
that.
say
but
that
he's
probably
just-
like 95% of the population doesn't know who that guy is.
No. I'd
So,
say like 50 at least. Even more know who Zach Baggins is. Like, you don't even have to watch the show to know who Zach Baggins is. Like, you
Right, so I can
knew
tell
who-
you right now,
was-
I
who
didn't
they
know
were-
his name. Right, but they also had the
But they
entire
made fun of
crew
him.
with them. Right, but they also had the entire crew with them, and I had no idea. I don't think they even mentioned the other people by name in the show, like in the South Park episode. So, to my point, like, I would say, like, I'll give you the majority on the people that have either heard of or watched the show. But then of that, like, even less know about this guy, and then even less will approach him in public, and then even far less will know about what's going on with this court thing, and then even less than that will be pissed enough to approach him in public armed. So, again,
I don't think you're getting the point here.
I mean, I am. I think it's an overreaction.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, what, 80% of your famous people have some sort of armed security guard with them at all times
By who?
these days? What?
My who?
I said like 80% of famous people have armed security guards with them these days. So, like, I feel like his situation with what just happened with him, it's warranted. Whereas Upchurch, who
honestly
has
wouldn't classify
gated,
him as a celebrity, though.
he's pretty well known.
Not well enough known to make any kind of news.
This whole thing's been all over the news.
I don't know. Are they from your area?
No, they're from
Oh,
Las
they're
Vegas.
from Vegas.
Yeah, I've never heard of them in my life, and I've never seen anything on the news about them.
Well, just because you haven't seen or heard
Yeah,
this
this is
may
all
not-
over
I'm
the
saying,
entertainment
Yeah,
news
maybe-
and everything.
the ghost on
Yeah.
the news.
No,
No.
entertainment. That was on ET. His victim impact statement was on ET.
Okay, well, maybe that's my problem. I couldn't really care less about what's going on in celebrities, quote unquote celebrities' lives. I equate that to like TMZ.
Essentially, yeah. It's like watching the guy and knowing that how just laid back and just such a good guy he is. Like he is the counterpart to just the douchiest of the douche. Like he is the most known douchebag in the world. And Aaron Goodwin counterbalances that, and just watching that, it just you feel bad for the guy. In other news on TikTok, my new favorite thing on TikTok is the Bigfoot vlogs. I don't know if you've seen those.
The what?
Bigfoot vlogs.
No.
They use AI to generate Bigfoot vlogging in the woods, and it is some of the funniest shit I think I've seen in a while on TikTok.
I don't know.
He's like, he holds up a Monster Energy. He's like, one of the campers left this thing, I think they call it an energy drink out here in the woods. I'm gonna try it, see how it is. And he takes a sip and he's like, woo! I haven't slept in days. I'm tweaking right now.
Alright, that kind of explains one of the commercials I saw the other day. It was, I think it was Jack Link's. And they had one where it was like Bigfoot and
The Yeti.
Yeah, and it was like a twist in flavors or something like that, but it was them doing a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if that's a TikTok trend, then I guess that makes sense. I mean, I laughed at it because it was obviously a play off of Step Brothers. But if they have the Yeti stuff on TikTok, then I guess that makes sense.
That, and there's another one where I think I posted it in the general chat where they use AI for it's like a redneck grocery store, and they like interview customers. The most recent one, they were asking customers what they thought about the glory hole in the bathroom.
I was muted. I was going to say, that sounds like that could be a pretty good computer game. Redneck grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, you know, you could upgrade your bathrooms to the glory hole bathroom.
That's nasty.
Then you just get a percentage of the cut.
Every checkout lane is the cigarette checkout lane.
Well, yeah, it's just the aisles. You know, those aisles leading up to the register. They're just filled with cigarettes.
Yeah.
Nudie bags.
And those tabloids where it's like the aliens have landed.
I mean, let's be real. They still have those.
Well, they do. I don't pay attention to the checkout lanes anymore.
I don't use checkbook.
I use self-checkout most of the time.
Haven't been grocery shopping in a while, but we do like I've told you, like the scanny thing, and then self-checkout. I actually like only go to places now where it's self-checkout, which is pretty bad. But I also just like don't like standing in line.
Walmart's gotten pretty bad at that. They claim they can only have X amount of registers open per person. So I think he says like 4 or 5 people per person. So instead of one of them standing over, because they have the self-checkouts with
People
the
that
belts.
are watching over. Oh.
Yeah. So they have the self-checkouts with the belts. Well, they don't like to stand over there by themselves, so they shut down the belt registers, the belt self-checkouts, and then they just stand around and talk at the other ones where it's kind of a pain in the neck.
Well, you know why they do that?
Just because they don't want to stand over there by themselves. They want to stand there and talk.
No, because if there's a lot of people using the belt stuff, then they can't like real time watch over people like shoplifting. So they rely on the people in the back watching the security cameras.
Oh no! Well, the story I was told is they were only allowed to have 4 registers per person at the self checkout. So if there's 3 people, they're allowed to have 12. So instead of have 8 regular ones and the 4 belts going, they just have 12. All 12 of the regulars open because the one person don't want to stand over by themselves. But the machine's so sensitive. Like I don't remember what I did, but they told like it flagged it as I didn't scan something, and like they had to go over and punch it in. And saw that. I think it was as I moved a bag over, and they try to say it was me putting something in the bag without scanning. So the cameras on them, the machines themselves, are so sensitive that they can pick that up. They don't need to worry about people in the back watching them. And trust me, people in the back, those cameras, they see everything. I've seen those. Those are some of the best cameras in the world. I'm telling you. They catch every inch of that store.
Wait a second.
Why
is it? Oh. Am I getting these colors mixed up? I am.
That's racist.
No, I was gonna ask you, like, are we liming or are we just skipping lime? Because I only started at 10 because it was the only one that didn't need lime. Nine needs lime, and there's someone cultivating it right now.
I don't know if Tony's skipping it or not. I haven't done.
It looks like he's skipping it.
Okay.
Because I'll go do the other ones, but I was getting the color for it's far too close. When you have growth, like why do you need seed bed to be so close to stubble tillage?
9's picking up rocks.
Oh, it's showing as cultivated on the map.
Oh, he's picking up rocks.
So you have to just pick up rocks every time? That's cultivating it? Damn it, what the hell am I doing? Thanks, JT.
I mean, that's what you were doing.
Yeah, but obviously I don't need to be doing this shit if everyone else, like, if you just can just pick rocks and that's good enough. I'll start planting. What do we need planted here?
I don't know.
You don't know yet?
We haven't, yeah, I haven't thought
I'll
about
focus
it.
on something else then. Well, goddammit, I guess I'll just pick rocks.
I didn't know that cultivated
I thought I
them.
had them. What?
I didn't know that cultivated it.
Yeah, look at 9 right now.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. But I'm just saying I didn't know that cultivated it.
Right, because I was going to ask you if I should do like a subsoiler or... Because I figured the subsoiler would take care of the rocks. But I just went with the cultivator.
Yeah, the only thing that takes care of the rocks is picking them up. With the rock
Right,
picker.
yeah. Right. Do I just rock pick? Pick the rocks. Pick them. Don't I already have one?
Give me the old rock picker.
I thought I had a rock picker. I did have a rock picker at
Grab
some
his
point.
dick and twist it. Tony might have taken it. He
What's
took
the
mine, I
LO
think.
Scorpio 550? I think that's a rock picker.
Yeah.
Yeah, stone pick. I got one. Yeah, I'm fucking... I might as well just sell this cultivator. I'll keep it, and then in case you need a cultivator, I have one. The only reason I bought one is because...
I think I have one too.
Oh, I didn't see it. I went around all over your place. I didn't see it.
Tony might have taken it. Or maybe I have a plow instead of a cultivator. I don't know.
You do have a plow. You have a John Deere plow. That's sitting outside of one of your sheds. One of your garages. Oh shit, my house is right there. That's sick. Oh, wait, you're what the hell are you harvesting?
Soybeans. Soybeans, and then what's the field next to me? Oh, it's growing. Parsnips.
Crop types. Growth.
If you want to finish harvesting this, I can go do some liming.
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling that you're gonna need to lime all of these, all the fields. Yeah, and if Tony's only doing rock, Truck, you're gonna need to go over everything that is blue for cultivated with lime. Except for field 10.
Yeah, and then he's going to go back and roll over it. That's how we've been doing it.
Fuck. Oh, come on.
What?
No. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the stream because you're on the map. I went into one of the freaking trenches.
Lime spreader! Lime
That's my
spreader.
one complaint with this map.
You get your lime spreader. Yeah, I was going to go the Alma, Missouri map because I like it a lot more, but it's so hilly and it's got ditches that are like twice as deep. So I was like, yeah, probably not going to go with that one because I feel like everything would wind up in the ditch.
I would like... Ooh, come on, open. There we go. I think some like hilly terrain would be cool. Instead of just like big flat.
Big flats.
Farming. I know I know. What was the last? I think it was the last one that we did in. This can't fit inside. Okay.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I know. Was it the last map or the second to last map that we did? I think it was second to last. It had the baseball field.
Gotta be more specific on that one.
And I lived across from the baseball field.
That would be cool.
And
oh, you were no, that was Indiana, wasn't it?
yeah.
Where you were mowing the baseball field?
Yep.
Yeah, that was I don't even remember the name of it. Something in Indiana. But that was pretty flat
Indiana.
too.
Yeah, but up in the top right corner there was some hilly terrain. But the problem was, like, up there the fields are really small. So I think it'd be cool to get like some rolling, like big rolling fields.
Well, Alma, Missouri has that. It's just got deeper ditches.
And it also has meth.
He would know.
Well, one of the three of
imagine
those things would be decent.
Can you imagine being able to grow like drugs in Missouri? It's like, well, we're in Missouri. It's time to grow drugs.
Drugs.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, buddy. So, do you want to finish this field or
Which one?
the soybean field I'm in? I'll
No.
go lime.
No.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm
You
I'm
sure
gonna start
about
rock
that?
picking. Yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
about that. I'm gonna start rock picking. Because whatever Tony's strategy is, what is he doing? Or is he just not here anymore?
He's moving stuff around, so he's here. I just don't know what he's doing at this exact moment. Looks like he might be plowing. Oh yeah! Dun, 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 dun.
JJ, are you using a typewriter?
Huh? What?
The sad part about it, I thought it was you. I thought you were button
definitely.
match. I was like, damn, he's really driving the hell out of that tractor.
No, I'm in the menu. I'm not driving shit.
No, I'm
I just
playing.
heard like
Red Dead Redemption.
really tap 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 tap. I was waiting for like that ding.
No, I want to control playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Are you button mashing?
No.
So it sounds like when PJ's is playing golf after he hits the ball and he's button mashing for some reason.
Yeah, no, I'm just got my controllers all I got.
He's just over there writing his autobiography. Ding, 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 ding. Ching.
I want to do this so no one can copy it.
Nothing like writing a book on an old school typewriter. I don't know the way he talks about his job, and yeah, that might be the way he has to fill out his reports. Typewriter.
PJs?
No, you.
Uh-oh.
Painted lines. Ding! Cloud. Like, what are you doing right now?
Playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
On a typewriter.
Yeah, you're hearing
Oh.
a sports gallop.
I'm on a controller.
It's the fastest finger in the West. Dude, I'm telling you, I don't feel comfortable living in these apartments anymore because these motherfuckers don't know how to measure shit. So
Measure what? Their drug ingredients?
no, so like the apartment next to us, the one bedroom next to us, they I still don't understand their logic. So the way our sidewalks work is there's a step up halfway through the sidewalk. I don't understand why our other sidewalks just went right up to our door. Now there's steps on the sidewalk. It's really weird. But our next door is like it went right up to the doorstep, and then there was a step up to the door. And they were like, yeah, that's not right. It's supposed to line up with that one, pointing to ours. They're supposed to be equal. So they tore up a portion of the sidewalk and then poured the sidewalk, but now the sidewalk, like the steps don't line up. Their steps way before our step. So it's like you tore it up because the steps didn't line up just to redo it, and the steps still don't line up. And then over on the building to the left of us, the gutters, they have gutter the downpipe on the gutters come out right in front of each other. Instead of just going around the corner and connecting them, they just put two pipes down on each side, and it looks just completely ridiculous. So they're just half-assing this shit at this point. I was like, I don't feel comfortable seeing the shit they're doing right now. I don't feel comfortable. I have a feeling we should be sitting on the toilet and fall through the fucking floor at this point.
Entirely possible.
Yeah, well, if you hear the sound our floor makes when we step in front of the sink, it's completely plausible. Air conditioning works good as shit though, so that's a plus.
I feel like that's far more important.
What's up, Cody? How are you tonight, sir? Yeah, that's especially summertime. That's like top priority. I don't give a fuck if the sidewalks aren't lined up. I don't give a fuck if the gutter system's all completely trashed. Which makes me even scratch my head. Like, they put in all these new gutters. So, like, we have gutters that come off a roof, but then we have, like, this little, like, covered area out in front of our door that has gutters as well. So they just, like, effectively doubled the amount of gutters on the property compared to what we had prior to all this. And in my entire time living here, I've never once at all ever seen a maintenance man clean the gutters. So you effectively you doubled the amount of work that they didn't do already.
Stimulating local economy. No, I agree with you though. It's like, was it worth it?
Exactly. Spend all this money, and the same people. Like I told my wife, I was like, the same people are going to be managing it as what they were before. All this money put into this renovation, and it's just going to end up like shit right down, like 10 years down the road.
Yep.
Because they're already like, were you here when I talked about the whole HVAC filter debacle? Yeah. That's the people going to be maintaining these buildings. So,
Yeah, you should probably get out of there.
Oh, if I could, I would. Trust me. But I get here late at night. Had a birthday dinner with the family for my birthday, which is Tuesday. Well, happy early birthday, because I won't be streaming tomorrow night. So, happy early birthday, because I definitely won't see you until next. So, it's better be early than late, right? I am your birthday gift. You are welcome. I was gonna say, I don't think you have streamed the last few Saturdays. I didn't stream last Saturday. I streamed the Saturday before, I think, didn't I? This week is Money in the Bank. Last week we were supposed to go to my dad's, but the weather was too shitty. So instead of going over there and hanging out, the weather got nicer towards the end, but like all the wood was wet, so we couldn't go over for a fire. So I just hung out back with my wife. Spend some quality time with the missus. Oh yeah. But tomorrow night's Money in the Bank, so I'll be here next Saturday, though. I think if other things don't arise. Saturday night's always up in the air, I should say. I didn't stream the previous Saturday? Hold on. Content. Live. May 17th was the last live stream I did that wasn't on a Saturday. Okay, so yeah, I didn't. So I didn't stream the 24th to 31st. So yeah, the last 2 weeks. This will be my third week. You right. You right. You right, fam. You right. Two weeks. I streamed on the 17th. I streamed
I was gonna go outside today.
Streamed House Flipper.
I took one step out and I was like, nope. I went back in.
That was my wife.
It was so humid.
Yeah, but that's probably why I felt like complete shit today, because my wife was like, she goes, if it's not like too humid, do you want to go sit outside before you have to stream?
It's like, it is too humid.
I was like, yeah, I don't mind. And she just opened the door. She's like, yeah, no, that's too humid. And I'm like, okay, yeah. It's probably why I feel like shit. Like everything hurts, and I usually get that way when it's really humid outside.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck get to this age where just everything hurts when it rains.
Yep.
JT streamed I don't know if he streamed this Sunday, but he streamed last Sunday. He did what was he did? He streamed last Sunday though, I'm pretty sure. And then Memorial Day he streamed House Flipper that Sunday, and then Memorial Day I think he did Among Us. I think. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, Saturday, well, either day could be up in there. It depends on which day works for my dad. Now that the weather's nice, go hang out over there. But that was the game plan for last week, and when it rained practically all day and the sun came out last minute, my wife was like, do you just want to hang out back? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And by the time we got confirmation that we weren't going over there, I already had a little, and I probably would have been too good to stream, if you know what I'm saying. Works forever. Stuff screwed up. We have to call this week the week from hell. That sucks.
Have mercy
on me. 2:45 a.m. Jesus. My happy ass gets up and go to work tomorrow. That sucks. My wife has to get up and go to work tomorrow. And then she has to come home and deal with me and money in the bank. I got money in the bank. Oh. Ripping ass. Oh shit. Shit. I don't know what it is. I have not gotten the greatest night's rest the past 2-3 nights. Getting woken up by everything.
You just get to that next level of old.
Yep. Dude, I went to bed at 8 o'clock last night. Cause I was like, I woke up 4 or 5 times throughout the night. Wednesday night. So I was just dragging ass on Thursday. So I told my wife, I was like, when you, cause she had to be up at, oh no, she went 7 today instead of 5. But she was like, I'm going to go to bed early. I was like, me too. She's like, what if PJ shows up? I was like, well, he's playing by himself.
Yep.
We laid down around 7 o'clock. I was out by 8. The only reason I was up past that is because our neighbors started bickering. I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. Slamming doors. And finally, I dozed off around 8 o'clock. But even last night, I woke up 3 or 4 times. And it's like, it's one of those, when you wake up and you just, like, you try to roll over and go back to sleep, you just can't go back to sleep, sort of thing. So you toss and turn for like a half hour before you finally fall asleep.
I mean, that's kind of a downside of going to bed early.
Kinda.
Like for me, like on any given night, I get like between like 5 and 6 hours of sleep. So, like if I'm ever just like calling it quits for the night and go to bed at like 8 or 9, if there's anything that even like hints at a noise at like 1 or 2, I'm just up. Because my body is just like programmed to being like, yeah, close enough.
That's what happened this morning. The neighbor started his bike. I had to get up at 6:30, and the neighbor started his bike at 6 o'clock, and it woke me up. It wasn't just like he started his bike. He started and revved it and took off, and I was just like, okay, yep, that means I'm up for the day because there's no point going back to bed now. Yep.
Now, the problem around here is if you go to bed at like 2 in the morning, which I'll sometimes do on weekends, like, if I don't set an alarm, I will sleep in until like 2 p.m.
Damn.
Yeah, well, it's quiet as shit.
I haven't had one of those days,
Like,
days in a while.
well, true, like, I don't have any kids, and, like, if I can make it through, like, my cat alarm, and I can get back to sleep for that, then all bets are off.
Your cat alarm?
Yeah, my cat is programmed to go off at, like, between, like, 4:30 and 5.
Okay, so you're just, okay. Your cat just make. I thought you had like an alarm set for your cat. And I was like,
No, I don't. On work days, I don't need to set an alarm because my cat wakes me up.
ah,
Like, every single day. Which is great. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But the other 4 days of the week, I just throw something at her.
want to get dropped off at the Chinese restaurant? Because this is how you get dropped off at the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah. Because, like, 4:30, whether she's sleeping in our room or not, like, 4:30, she's up, and she gets her breakfast. Then she gets her, like, post-breakfast zoomies. Probably takes a big dump, and then between, like, 4:45 and 5.
I like that description. Probably takes a big dump.
Yeah, well, she's got her post-dump zoomies. So she usually eats a bunch of food. Immediately goes into the litter box, takes a big dump. Comes out of there, lets out a big howl, like, woo! And then you can hear just with the, we put in like floors over our laminate floor in the kitchen, and they're just like, essentially just like LVT. It's like vinyl flooring, tiles, but they're like super slick. Like in your socks, you can slide across if you get like a 3-step head start. Like you can slide across the entire kitchen because it's just super slick. So she can't get traction in that. So you can just hear her just going like trying to run across the kitchen. And then she's just like, and then if she'll wait like 5, maybe 10 minutes, and if no one gets up, she'll come into our room and do circles underneath our bed and just meow up a storm without fail between 4:45 and 5. every day. So you can't not wake up for that. But it's the ability to fall asleep after that. If I can manage that, then with like the light filtering shades and it just being so quiet, yeah, I'll just sleep forever. But we're very careful to not plan anything before noon on weekends.
If it weren't for all the damn noise, I could sleep in because of the blackout curtains. So our room stays pretty much pitch black throughout the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Between that and getting some like central AC piped in there, sitting on the comforter, like, yep. After a long week.
My wife, she's quiet. My wife wakes me up maybe once every hour, 20 times when she gets up to go to work. So she's like super quiet. She's like quiet as a mouse in the morning.
Yeah, my wife's not like that. But like, of the two of us, like, she could sleep through an earthquake. Honestly,
I miss those days I used to be able to.
I've always been the light sleeper, so like until I met her, like I only needed to ever set one alarm for work or like to get up in the day. I literally never in my life set more than one alarm to wake up in the morning. And I always woke up like 5 minutes before my alarm. Never had that problem until I met my wife. And she has alarms going off like in intervals between like every 2 and 5 minutes, starting from like an hour before she actually needs to get up until I think like 2 hours past when she needs to get up. And I'm like, if you're setting those kinds of alarms, like, you should probably just call into work and say you're not coming. Like, setting alarms for like 10 a.m. And it's like, yeah, pretty sure they're going to be a little bit more suspicious that you're not there. Like, probably an hour and a half before that. So, it's probably just right off the day at that point. But I've slowly, like, taken after her ways. Not in terms of, like, my level of sleep. Like, she does it because she generally just, like, sleeps through everything. So she needs it. And I only do it because it's, like, she's setting her alarms anyways. I'm waking up to them. I might as well just set my own and I can snooze them.
Yeah. I used to be able to sleep through anything. Like, back in the day we went to this campground in the middle of the night. Don't ask me why he felt the need to call a tow truck in the middle of the night, but a guy in the motorhome couldn't get his truck or the motorhome started, so he called a tow truck. And the way my dad describes it, he said it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. This thing was so loud it was shaking the walls of the camper. The whole campground, like, everybody was out in their PJs standing trying to figure out what was going on, because all we saw was flashing lights and this loud ass truck coming through. And he said, there I was, gone to the world on the couch. He said the whole neighborhood was the whole campground was out trying to figure out what's going on, and you're just in there snoozing.
Hey, maybe the Alberts are sound snoozes like that too, right?
Yeah, exactly. See, and you're thinking they had something to do with it. They were drunk the night before. They were sleeping.
They were just sound sleepers.
Yeah. To be fair, that'd be my story too. Like I'd be the nose box. Like I'd be like looking out, trying to figure out what's going on. Like what's going on out there?
Yeah, I mean, but he also answered phone calls around that time. So.
And then someone was like, "Oh, did you not see what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh no, what happened now?" Like, that would be me, 100%.
Right, but then here's the thing: like the caveat's always just like, you know, like wake me up if someone dies, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, I'm waking you up, and they're like, oh, well, it better be good, and they're like, oh yeah, someone died, and it's probably just like, yeah, okay, just
Did
went
I
back
know
to
him?
sleep.
No. All right.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
So.
Oh well, he did. Allegedly.
Well, but probably it's just like you probably just thought that they're like joking. You're like, okay, yeah, someone died. Okay. So, what'd you think of? So, did you watch everything today?
From about like 10 o'clock on.
Okay, all right. So you got to the good stuff, like the actual like demonstrations that they did. The one with the not the linear. What was it called? It's like the linear propulsion system they had.
Yeah, with the taillight where it smacked him in the arm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you saw all that stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, so like honestly, so my wife always like when she comes home from work, she just asks me to fill her in on everything that happens, and then she proceeds to just spend her night watching TikToks about it. But I give her all the context behind it, so like they're probably gonna show you this on TikTok, but like here's actually what it was like in context, because I've gotten pretty good at predicting what the TikTokers are gonna say about all this stuff, and like I really
God, you
hate.
sound so.
I don't know if it's like my old. I know.
TikTokers.
I was gonna say it's my old age. Well, I watch TikTok like constantly, but I'm noticing that like progressively more like people are catching on to the algorithm. So like they know that the longer people watch the video, the more like if they're monetizing their content, like the more money they get. So they're just like, oh, big news out of the Karen Reed trial, and.
YouTube does that too.
So, like,
My wife was.
I'll summarize the trial for my wife, and I'll give her the heads up. I'm like, if they say like, let's just say it was like a regular day in court, like nothing crazy happened. Which now that we're at this point in the trial, it's going to be few and far between. But like for the first few weeks, there'll be like major bomb drop in the Karen Reed trial, and then proceed to just like talk about bullshit until the very end. And I'm like, if you see any of that stuff, just scroll past it because nothing happened today.
Yeah, YouTube does the same thing. I can't remember what day it was. My wife, like, she'll ask for updates, but she hasn't paid any attention to it. She basically heard what she knows is from what I've told her. But she was scrolling through YouTube, and she's like, "Uh-oh, why didn't you tell me about this?" I looked at it. It was like, judge and defense have a heated argument over.
I know, and it's
something.
It really wasn't that bad.
Click it, and she just disagreed with what they said, and I was like, that's a heated argument. All right,
Yeah.
like no wonder I didn't remember this happening.
Well, I loved how Brennan is essentially just like copying whatever Jackson does.
Okay, so you've noticed it too. I was like, he's
All
just
right.
doing.
So, and
exactly.
I haven't seen any TikToks or anything about this, but like Jackson or Yannetti like start out with like trying to discredit their education, right? So
Yeah.
Brennan goes and tries to do that, but all of these guys' resumes are just like fucking bulletproof. And so today, when he's just like, well, you didn't pass your thing on your first time, did you? And he's like, well, I may have had to retake the practical part a second time, but like, yeah. And he's like, well, isn't that like an essential certification to what you do? And he's just kind of like looks and he's like, not really. And he's like, I passed it the second time. And then, like, I actually looked it up, and so like the pass fail rate is like around 50% for the first try. So I'm like, 50-50 is actually like not that high of a success rate.
What was he said? Pretty.
Considering, like, all things considered. So like, a big thing, like if you go to school for like, this is the only thing I can equate this to because it's the only thing I have knowledge of. If you go to like nursing school and you go to take your exam for like your RN, to get your RN, you have to take an exam, like your NCLEX exam. And all the people that went to nursing school that I was friends with, they were like freaking out about this exam. And I looked it up and I was like, the pass rate on it's like 93%. And I'm like, it's like your driver's ed test. Like if you don't know the answer, you can just skip it. And then if you cycle through enough questions that you don't know, yeah, you're going to come back to it, but they're going to give you enough questions that you can probably get through it and not have to cycle back to it. So, like, you're going to pass it. It's not like that.
He's even more.
It's like the you went to school and did you ever take the SATs?
Yeah.
All right, so you know how for our age, how they had like the optional written exam?
Yeah.
So it's like that. That's the equivalent for what he failed, quote unquote failed.
I just love like he's got that obnoxious voice, so he's even more snarky.
Brennan, yeah.
Yeah, when he
Weasel.
says this shit, but he made that one comment where he was like, the guy on the stand was like, was it pretty easy, pretty simple, he something like that, and he was like, well, it wasn't so simple if you didn't pass it the first time, now was it? I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, get out of here, dude.
Well, especially once he got like one of his little minions to do the calculations on like the percentage differential and the weights between the arms. So then it was like a 23% difference or something like that. And from that point on, any of the calculations that he questioned Dr. Wolf on, he was just like, when you did this test, obviously excluding the 23% differential, like for everything. And it's like, okay. But like, per the guy that does physics for a living, like you have a 6,000 pound object moving in the direction of an object that's between 8 and 12 pounds, right? Like, it does not matter what the weight of the receiving end of that impact is if the force on it is greater than the force that it can produce. It's a common law of physics. So that like 2 pound differential that he's talking about, it makes no difference. But he had to bring it up every single time. And then I liked how the defense nipped the like, how much do we pay you in the bud before they got to that on cross, because how embarrassing is that? So you saw what ARCA did today with all of their camera equipment, and then especially like Chef's Kiss was on them cooling the tail lights to a specific temperature, like a below freezing temperature for each experiment, and then having like they must have bought like 50 goddamn tail lights
Oh
for their
yeah.
experiments, right? But and they had them all in sub-zero freezers, and then brought them out, and then someone held dry ice against the tail light when they were doing the experiment outside until they're about to start it, and they pull the dry ice away, and then they hit it with the thermal camera and record the temperatures, and then do that experiment. And it's like, okay, so Aperture, you got paid $325,000 plus the cost of the car plus your $75,000. So we're like $500,000 into Aperture. That's a generous estimate, right? And they came up with Papa Smurf running into a car. And then they go to ARCA and they're like, well, how much do we pay you? And they're like, well, I checked with my accountant earlier and they said it was around $50,000. And it's like, I'm sorry. You bought an exemplar Lexus and did all of that testing and everything for the mere price of $50,000.
Oh,
But
man.
what I really don't know is, like, after watching some of the collisions where the taillight actually shattered, I'm kind of like, damn. Like, I know at the end of the day, he said that it was like, what? He said it was inconsistent with what the prosecution said, but like, that taillight shattered. It not only did it shatter, like, it kind of exploded out. And I don't think that really helped the defense, because like I said, like, everyone's been waiting on like a visual representation of a plausible scenario in which the Commonwealth's theory could happen for years. And not like a 3D rendering, not like a simulation, like an actual, like, put a freaking arm out there and let's see what happens. Put a body out there and run it over with the car and see what happens. And they did that, and then the taillight stuff, it's like, well, it's not like 100% accurate, but we also don't know what the contact point was, how the contact happened. Any of those. There's so many variables in that. But the fact that a collision with an arm caused that kind of damage to the taillight, while it wasn't like a full blown out taillight, it's still like shit. Like, up until that point, if I were a juror, I'd be like, there's no effing way that this is, like, why are we here? Then after watching that and watching the tail light literally explode, I'd be like, oh, damn, okay, well, now we're in for something. So I think this whole thing comes down to Monday.
What's on Monday?
So Monday they're going to finish up with Cross on Wolf. I mean, they're going to... I forget what they ended today. They finished on Redirect. Yeah, so they're going to finish Redirect. And then they have the Welcher equivalent from ARCA. So he's a biomedical engineer. So he's basically, so you saw like the charts and graphs that Wolf had in his PowerPoint today. So this guy from ARCA is basically going to interpret those in terms of like what they mean for like the plausibility of like breaking bones upon impact. So that's why they have the accelerometer and force monitors on the arm for every test that they did. So he could only speak, Dr. Wolf could only speak to like the reconstruction of the accident because that's what he's specializing in. There's other guys going to say like, hey, based on the impact and like force applied to it and, you know, rigidity of the bones, like there's no way that he couldn't have like broken bones to his arm, which is going to be like the key thing. I mean, because even at the 10-mile-an-hour impact thing from the whatever, the linear impactor, whatever it is, like that hit the arm enough to like at least dislocate the elbow. So on like the last two reconstructions they did of the car backing into the crash test dummy, like that arm would be disintegrated from like a bone integrity standpoint. So I think that's going to be the crux of it. It's like, yes, that impact may have happened, and the reconstruction shows that maybe the taillight damage is plausible, but the lack of injuries on the arm is going to be the crucial thing. Like, is there any remote chance that you could not have sustained injuries from that impact? And they know that that's the crux of the case, because that's why they're having the Dr. Welcher guy from Aperture come back as a rebuttal witness after the defense rests their case, because for whatever reason he's qualified to testify on those things as well, even though he's not a biomedical engineer. So he's going to have to come back and refute whatever this guy says, which means that they know that this guy's case is strong enough that their last-ditch effort is to throw in a rebuttal witness to try to get, like, the last word in. Which should not be admissible, but it is. But at the end of the trial today, Bev was saying, or telling the jury, that she's like, well, I know that we were supposed to have like a half day Wednesday, but like our schedule might be changing, so if you could just see if you could work like a full day of Thursday in as opposed to the half day, we'd appreciate that. Which means, I think what Karen said the other day is that like they're planning on wrapping up their defense on Tuesday. So jury deliberations are probably going to start Wednesday afternoon, maybe Thursday morning. But let's say that today was the last day. Let's say Dr. Wolf was the last witness. What do you got? What do you think? Nothing. You're gonna plead the fifth.
Okay. Just another fucking night of nonsense. I missed that. I guessed half of what you said because I sounded like someone was pounding on our door, so I went to see what was going on. They're
That's
fucking
fair.
next door.
Not a surprise.
No. Oh, I crashed again. And I come back to crash again. So is the other Arca guy their last witness, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank God.
Well, then you have the rebuttal witnesses. So that's what I'm
Jesus
saying.
Christ.
Like, I think, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this next guy from ARCA, who's like the biomedical engineer, who can actually like put this shit together and be like, yeah, there's no way that this collision would have happened without like breaking some bones in the arm. I think that's going to be like the irrefutable. Like, I think that's going to be the cornerstone in this. And because the Commonwealth kind of knows that, they're they complained enough so that they get their little rebuttal witness, Dr. Welsher, to come back and testify to stuff, even though he's not a biomedical engineer or can't speak to those things. So, like, this should not be happening. They should not be getting any kind of rebuttal to this. So it just adds to the bullshit. But yeah, they should be done, I think, by Wednesday.
Then we get to wait for the jury.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it sounds like this time that it's like a pretty, like, it's a younger group of people. Which also makes sense because, like, who watches the news? Old people. Like, the younger kids are so disconnected with reality
It's been all
that
over TikTok, so they've had to have seen shit.
only if you're on, like, Karen Reed TikToks. Like, you can completely avoid that algorithm.
True.
Like, think about it. Like, their attention span's like that of a goldfish. So if it's not about something they know about, like, I get stuff from random trials, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I've never heard of that. And just keep like scrolling. But the Sue O'Connell lady that reports on like the juror reactions to stuff, like, she's saying like these people are like a lot more attentive and reactive than the last jury to everything. Like, they're actually paying attention. I don't know. So, like, after you saw, like, Arca, or half of Arca, Dr. Wolf, today, like, let's say the trial ended today, like, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Oh, before you say that, we didn't talk about Devers, aka Devers.
I'm horrible with names, so you have to remind me who that is.
She was the former
the cop
police officer, now Boston cop, and she's the one that said that she contacted the FBI because the defense accused her or threatened her with perjury if she didn't testify to what they said. Hands down, like, one of the most worst witnesses of all time.
I still think the trauma doctor, she's by far, they shouldn't have put her back on the stand. The dog bite lady, that one.
Why?
Because she, like,
well, I loved that. No, she got a huge sympathy card when Brennan was just like, do you have memory problems? And she's just like, oh, and then just looked at him with that disappointed mom face, like, why'd you have to ask that? Why'd you have to say it like that?
She is so
like,
bad. That was bad. She was bad the first time around, and even you agree with me that was not a good decision on the defense, and they put her back on the stand, and, like, because when Brennan was going at her, and he was like, so everything you read off this paper was highlighted by Mr. Alessi? And she's like, yeah. Then Alessi got up there and he was like, I only had to because you didn't have a highlighter, so I had to highlight it, right? Or was it something else? And she was like, oh no, it was that one. Like, he had to walk her through everything. She was terrible.
I mean, if you look past the fact that she's just, like, old, right? Like, look past that and look at her, like, actual testimony, and I'd say that she, like, may have helped the defense in terms of just, like, their alternate theory, but she wasn't as, like, oh wow, that makes sense as last time. So, like, she was a little discounted compared to the impact that her testimony had in the first trial. So I'll give you that. I don't think it was a waste to call her. I think they needed to at least
bad idea, 'cause
have. No, I think they needed something. They needed something to. She's highly credible.
I don't think she's credible because he was leading her through everything.
It's
like,
not she's highly credible, but she's not. Like, how many times do they need, like, this? And that's kind of what we're seeing throughout this trial is, like, yeah, they're, like, quote unquote experts, but the stuff that they need experts for, just, like, one, simply don't exist because it's so specific, and two, like, I don't think that those kinds of experts exist, so they have to do the best they can. This is like the world-renowned expert in dog bites, so, like, do I expect her to be good at testifying at trial? No, not at all.
I don't doubt her, like, her credentials, but, like, the fact that he had to, like, basically hold her hand through the whole thing and
Well, that's what I'm
and
saying. It's like these people
guide her
aren't,
through it. That's just like,
people aren't used to putting their information together.
yeah, but it makes it seem like
That's what I mean. I've
the fence is
watched,
just
like, I watched my
telling
wife
her
go
what to
through the
say
process.
at this point.
Yeah, but I've watched my wife like go through the process of like having to publish like articles and stuff that she's like that expert has regularly done, and it's just like there's one thing of being able to compile the information and put it into a report that's like comprehensive. Is another thing having to like speak to it, and usually the people that are really, really good at writing reports are the type that aren't going to be able to speak to it. Because it's just like, this is the data. So they can only speak in like one language, and that's just like, this is what happened, this is how it happened. And it's like, well, can you explain it in layperson's terms? And they're like, no, I can't. But also this lady's a boomer, so I'm sure part of the problem was it's just like, well, why didn't you highlight the information in like Adobe Reader? Because we sent you a PDF copy of this report. And she's just like, I don't know what a PDF is. And it's like, okay, well, did you bring a highlighter at least? Oh shoot, I left it in my other bag. Okay. So what are the most important parts about this report? Well, it's all important. Okay. Like, that's exactly how that all went down.
Yeah, I'm just saying, she was not that great of a witness. I don't think.
No, but it didn't.
I don't think it done
like,
anything for him, to be honest with you.
Like I said, I don't think it helped them as much as it did in the last trial to like plant the seed of like a plausible other theory. But also this time around, they're not trying to go so hard into the third party culprit defense as they are the like, this doesn't make any sense, and this is also a terrible police investigation route. So I think they accomplished their goal, but I think they would have been much happier if she was more like confident and like more of a successful argument on the witness stand. But I think it was like just enough to be like, well, yeah, that is a possibility. And I think that's all they needed her for this time around. Like, they're just like the Commonwealth's not spending like 3 weeks on talking about everyone and everything that happened at the waterfall. Like, they're kind of like, the defense is also kind of trimming it down. So it's like, we're going to include her, and she's going to talk about the dog bite stuff, only to inform the jury that this wasn't an avenue that was explored. And not saying like, oh yeah, the dog is the one that did this. It's just like, well, did you ever look into a dog bite? Because this expert says it could be. So did you look into it? Did you explore that avenue? You claim that this was a thorough and impartial investigation, where you'd want to eliminate all of the possibilities before coming to a conclusion, but did you consider this? And it's a plausible theory. So I think that's all they needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one that I didn't get was, I understand why it was to show that like they weren't fighting at the bar. Was the
what's her name? Not calamari.
the one with the
like
wild last name that starts with K.
Right. Yeah, that's why I'm going with calamari. I forget the
like,
last name, but it was something like that. It was like Kalamati, Kalowski.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
then she and Yannetti had a good laugh at that.
I
And
told,
it's like, haha.
I told my wife, I was like, she immediately discredited herself when she was like, I just thought it was so romantic because he kissed her on the forehead, and I had never seen anyone do that before. I was like, bullshit. That's in like every romantic movie, bitch.
I'm sure she meant like in person, and
You've
that
never
she
seen someone
actually
kiss someone on the forehead in person? Never?
So, like, here's where I'll give you credit. Is like, have I seen it before? Like, I'm sure I have. Did I ever make note of it? No. But let's put it this way: I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen people that I know, like couples that I know. I don't think I've ever seen that exchange between two people that I know. But, like, have I seen it in public? Yeah,
Did I
definitely.
crash
Like, I'm sure I
again?
have.
Dude, what the hell's going on right now?
But yeah, like, it's not a common thing. I don't think.
All around the world, farmers.
But I will say that I think that perhaps the I don't know. I think perhaps females put more significance on something like that than men.
I get.
Yeah, because I have had, like, personal experience in which I have done that in a public setting, like, to my girlfriend at the time, and then was pulled aside by one of their friends, being like, "Oh, you must really like her," and I was like, "Why?" Like, "Oh, because you kissed her on the forehead," and I was like, "What?" Yeah. I was like, "Why not?" I thought it would be, like, inappropriate, just like. I'm not, like, a big fan of PDA, so, like, whatever. I thought that was just, like, a small thing, but apparently it's got, like, a little bit more weight. So, like, it might be more memorable, but I don't know. I agree. It's kind of a weird thing to remember, but one of the things that, you know, we can't really relate to is, like, if you were that person, like that calamari person, and you found out that, like, the people that you were hanging out with the night before, like, one of the people died, and it was under suspicious circumstances, like, I'm pretty sure you'd find out sooner than most of the general public, and two, you'd probably recount, like, your last interactions.
I guess. I'm completely joking. I when I say that, like, I'm not discrediting everything. I just be a smart.
No.
You never seen that in person? Okay, shut up.
No, I'm just curious. I mean, because I'm trying to work through it myself, just trying to, like, figure out, like, you know, is that a valid argument? You know, like, if she testifies to that and she was thinking it was the sweetest thing in the world, like, you know, like, what's
You know,
scripted
her husband
versus-
got an earful when he got home. Why you never do that to me in public?
Right. Which could also be, like, a legitimate thing. Like, who knows? Who knows? That's kind of where I stand with this whole thing. It's just one giant who knows.
I still think if they would have gone for like vehicular manslaughter or something, they'd have a better chance. It's going straight for murder. It's kind of
Yeah, except they can't
what
even
makes it all unbelievable.
They can't even prove the DUI stuff either. Like nobody spent any kind of time on that. Like the Commonwealth didn't spend any time on that.
Did they have to? Like, she's admitted it on tape. But okay, then again, like
You can't use that in court.
yeah,
So
like,
it's like I could sit there and be like, oh yeah, I was blackout drunk, and it's like, okay, well, did you get my like actual like admissible BAC in court? And they're like, oh well, no. And it's like, okay, thanks.
and I'm pretty sure you have to be like the cop has to like witness it to charge you with it, right?
Correct. It can't be off of second hand. And then even if you admit it, like, let's put it this way. If I was hammered and I was at a bar and I left and someone saw me like swerving all over the place and called me in, and I get back to my house and they're like, hey, it sounds like you weren't good to drive. I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And if they don't have like video footage of the alleged like swerving and stuff, like the fact that I made it back to my house means I could have slugged an entire handle of like whiskey if I wanted to, like the second I walked in the door. And they couldn't prove it. Like they couldn't prove that I was driving drunk. So that's why none of this holds up, is because they didn't get an legally like court admissible sample. So there goes the, you know, any of the charge, or the one charge that involves like intoxicated driving. So, like the only one that could hold is manslaughter. Hey, after out of the Commonwealth, I would have given up on murder charges, like right off the bat. It's like your stupid videos didn't prove anything, and if I were the jury, like this time around, I've already forgotten about all of that stuff. Like in my head, that's out the window. Like cool, she was yelling at him.
I just don't see him getting murder out of that.
Like intentionally. Like I truly think what happened was like they were planning on going over there. She didn't really feel comfortable going over there. And he got out and was just like, yeah, just come on in. We'll stay for a little bit. And she's like, no. I don't want to go. Like, you always do this, because, like, who's going to watch the kids? And then he says something that pisses him off, and then as she's dropped, she does a three-point turn to get the hell out of there and peel out, because she only knows the one way in and one way out because she was following GPS. So she had to do a three-point turn to get out of there, and then as she was leaving, he like threw the glass at the back of the car. But subsequently went, if not inside, like was at the house. Because honestly, like when this happened, it's not like they're in their like 20s or even 30s. They're in their like mid 40s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I would do is like, does she have any criminal record? Does she have any like prior reports of domestic violence? Does she have any history of being like outrageous, like acting out? That would have been my first step. So obviously, like, I'm not a prosecutor, but that would be my first step. Does she have a history of this? Obviously, that's not true. Otherwise, they'd be using that against her. So very rarely do people go from, like, no criminal record whatsoever to second-degree murder.
I don't know. She do got crazy eyes though, so
does everyone in the South Shore.
she could have done it based off her eyes alone.
So does everyone in the South Shore. They're all the same. So trashy.
Saw something pop up about one of the fire truck Facebook pages I'm in about Canton fire truck, and I was like, "Oh shit! Is that Canton, Massachusetts?" It was Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, a little different.
Little bit.
What's funny, one of the people on the Reddit was just like, with after Lucky testified, it's just like, do you think you'd really be able to see him? And just like, essentially, like they didn't know anything about him. Would be like plow driving it, and if that's something that you would like notice. And so I commented, and I was like, yeah. Like, the people in the Reddit forums are just glom onto anyone that's like from the area. So you're just like, oh yeah, I'm from the area. They're like, oh, tell me more. And I was like, yeah, the storms that are in like the middle of the night. Like, you show up at like 1 o'clock, and you go out on your route, and you do the same route over and over and over again for like, probably like 12 hours. And it's like the same 10 streets. But it's the middle of the night, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, there's no traffic, there's no people outside, there's no nothing. And you're bored, and it's lonely. So yeah, if I were going down the same street and I went down it like 3 times, and the 4th time, like, you would notice anything different. So my example was like, there were times where I'd be going out and I'd know that, like, oh hey, like they went out from the last time that I was here, and they shoveled their driveway. Because like that house's driveway wasn't plowed the last time I came around. Because you have nothing else to pay attention to. So yeah, are you focused on like the plow and making sure that you're like on the road and stuff? Yeah, and like not hitting the curb and not hitting mailboxes? Yeah, but outside of that, it's not like a very skilled job. You just drive slow. And so you're essentially just slow rolling past entire neighborhoods. Of course, you're just gonna look out and look at all the shit that's going on in people's houses. So you're gonna notice anything that changes.
Freaking peeping Tom.
Mm-hmm. But also, Lucky reminded me of Brandon.
To tell?
So he took a very simple job, made it sound very complicated. But his way of going about explaining the complicated job was just very basic. It's like, oh yeah, you gotta go prep the vehicle, and it's like, okay, well, what did the prep include? Well, making sure it was full of gas, and then making sure I had all my snacks in there. It's like, okay. So how long does it take you to prep your vehicle before a storm? He's like, I don't know, like 10 minutes, maybe 5. It's like, okay. Me speaking from experience, it's just like, yeah, you bring the truck over to the gas thing, you fill it up, and then you go take your backpack full of snacks and put it in the passenger seat, and then you're good to go. So, like, not a whole lot of prep involved in that. But he's like, yeah, so you have to do, like, all of the pre-storm routine. It's like, okay. No. You literally just gotta, like, put your snack bag in your truck. It's like, well, then you have to operate on this. It's like, literally the job of plowing is to drive down the road. Don't hit the curb. Don't hit the other side of the curb. Other side of the street curb. And don't run into anything. And just drive slow. And that's all plowing is. But, like, don't make it sound like you have, like, an engineering degree.
He doesn't. He's got a snowplowing degree. He also tends to chickens and ducks in his free time.
Right. Lucky X pizza delivery for D&E Pizza.
Oh, so he's a disgruntled employee is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, like, again, from first-hand experience, of, like, if you're plowing in the town that you grow up in and you're going past a house where you, like, you know the people, like, you're going to look at their house. Like, you're going to pay more attention to it because it's a familiar house.
Yeah, it's wild how, like...
And especially if there's a car out in the road and there wasn't one before, like, that's definitely noticeable, especially if it's in front of a house where the people that live there, you know. Because, like, if it were my buddy, and, like, his dad was moving his car around at, like, 3 in the morning, I'd be like, what the hell is he doing out at 3 in the morning? Like, I know him. He has no business being up at 3 in the morning.
It's wild how, like, the pictures they show makes it seem like this front yard's decent size, and then when people drive by
it, it's so small.
It's so small.
It's literally, it's classic New England home. It really is. It's just like a small front yard, but they do so much with it, with like front landscaping, that it looks bigger, but it's really just like a little postage stamp in the front. But if you look at their backyard, they have a massive backyard. That's how all the houses around here are. If you look at like newer houses, they're built further back in the lot, so they usually like split the lot in half, or they do like a bigger front yard, smaller backyard. But they make it seem it's like a football field between the flagpole and the house, and it's like, no, dude, it's like 30 feet, maybe 50. Like, I kind of have some faith in this generation. This upcoming generation. A little bit. If they're a, what is it, Gen Alpha? Then forget it. But, like, I work with a Gen Z. And, like, if she was on the jury, man, she would sit there and be like, I don't think I've received any, like, factual data on this. So, if I were to think about this logically, nothing's been proven to me. Because if it's not like gossip and stuff, they just like don't care. Unless it's completely spelled out for them. And the problem is nobody can spell anything out.
Well, ladies and gents, it is midnight, so I'm going to call it a night. If you guys did like the stream, do me a huge favor and leave a like down below. It does help me out so very much. I do appreciate it so very much. If you guys do want to see future live streams, be sure to click that subscribe button. I will not be here tomorrow night because tomorrow night is Money in the Bank WWE pay-per-view. Even though I'm pissed at them, I'm still going to watch. So I will not be here. My Saturday night live streams definitely will come back next week. Hopefully, if everything stays the way it is. We'll see. But if you guys do want to see future live streams, be sure to click the notification bell. As always, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.